Hi, I'm Lizzie from Glasgow. On tonight's Late Lunch, we have seafood guru Rick Stein and High Priest of Comedy Hale and Pace. Cue titles, Ian.
Now, you may, or indeed you might not have noticed that my so-called comedy partner, she's not here today. On top of that, I don't actually have any guests to give you. We did have lined up Bill Clinton, we had lined up Robin Cook, but typically, they blew us out. Thank you. What?
Guests?
Yeah.
For tonight's
Sorry.
show? Anyone need guests?
What? Who are you?
Top quality, first class light entertainment guests.
A rogue extra from Fiddler on the Roof seems to have broken in. Would you, Adam and Eve? Hello, how may I help you?
Gareth and Norman.
Hi. Guests! Who are you?
I'm a ticket tout. I'll buy any spare.
You buy any spare? But spare what? What are you talking about?
Tickets. No, guests.
Guests!
You got some more photos of Pet Butcher.
What's happened there, love? Who have you got? Who are your guests?
Well, love, I could see a very nice line in Christopher Biggins, Penelope Keith, Sue Pollard, Keith Michelle, Vicky Michelle.
No, Vicky Michelle. I'm not sure, you see. I need something a little bit more substantial.
Vanessa Feltz?
She's too substantial. Not that.
Well, you're in luck. I think I know a bloke out there who can lay his hands on a very nice Hale and Pace.
Is that gammon I can smell?
Yes.
It's brilliant, but I tell you, I'm also going to need a well-known, popular TV chef to cook their lunch.
No problem, mate. I can do a great Rick Stein.
Fantastic.
Rick Stein.
Now, Rick Stein.
Rick Stein.
Rick Stein.
Yes, Rick
Orbiting throughout all the countries of Eastern Europe.
That's right.
Now, all I need now is a co-presenter.
What about a nice little Mel Giedroyc?
I've had that for 7 years. Haven't you got anyone decent?
Come on, the girl's quality. Tell you what, I'll throw in for free. Come
Well,
on,
she usually comes free, but there you go, done. OK.
Sweet as a nut. I'll just go and get the guests out of the back of the van.
OK, brilliant. That is sorted from that wheeler dealer, and God only knows who that was. With these 3 guests on today's show, we say they're just the boys for the job.
Yay. Great.
Yes, that did. That noise was Katie, our floor manager, trying to elicit a response. The audience like this. What happened there? I know not what happened there.
So why not call
Moustache or sweat? Let's get rid of that. Terrible. Dear.
Why not call or fax on these numbers now if you'd like to ask our guests if they've ever done a deal with a girl in a dodgy moustache?
It's a real moustache.
Thinly disguised as a ticket tout, or if you've ever had a tenner for a second-hand Michael Barrymore.
Now, today's band, moving on from the stammering train that is Mel, let's park her in a verbal siding and carry on. Today's band, we were hoping to have Fish from Marillion, but Rick Stein's already poached him. So instead, our ensemble pays tribute to tonight's guest, top comedy duo Hale and Pace. It's Stephen, Matthew, Dylan and Denial. It's Hale and Pace the Bass! Yeah!
We've cast the late lunch line into the sea of celebrity chefs and reeled in an absolute whopper. He's this big. Yes, he's fishy, he's dishy, and I want to give him a great big kissy. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Rick Stein!
hello.
Come this way,
Oh,
Rick.
jolly good.
Wearing the colours of the sea.
Well, always. Somebody
Lovely.
complained I was always seen in blue, you know, but, you know, what else could I wear?
The sea is you. Beautiful. What are we cooking today,
Well,
Rick?
we're cooking this squid and roasted rice salad with mint and coriander.
Right,
So
OK.
it's a bit special.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Today we're having squid, mint and coriander salad with roasted rice. Super calamari, Rick Stein, expected to be delicious.
Well, let's hope.
Sorry, Rick.
OK.
Rick, far
Yes.
away, chum.
Right,
Help me
well,
out of that slightly tight spot of silence.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Right,
Lovely.
does everybody like squid, by the way? That's good. Because...
I'm a little scared.
Are you?
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know. It's
It's
sort of flabby. It's a little bit rubbery. I don't know.
It's
Does
a
it
sort of-
taste nice?
Oh, it tastes delicious, but it's what I'd call a sort of seafood nemesis. If you don't like seafood, you just ain't gonna like squid, you know,
Right.
because it's just the tester. All right?
Yeah, yeah.
If you like squid, you like any other seafood.
Yeah, OK.
But you know, I do these sort of demos for kids in school, and I always taste squid because you just hold the squid up and you say, "Oh, what do you think of that?" And they go, "No, I can't eat that." And then they do.
In its life,
Yes.
it would do all that sort of stuff,
Well,
wouldn't
it
it?
would,
It's that
yeah,
kind of
they-
yeah, it's all that business going on.
Yeah,
I know my fish.
you do. I'm very, very impressed. And of course they swim, well, backwards, I suppose. But I mean, who knows whether the back or the front of it? Yep,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
So what I'm doing here is I'm just sort of cutting up the squid and scoring it a little bit, which just makes it look quite pretty when it fries, but also it tenderises it. But this squid doesn't need tenderising, but I'm still going to do
Okay.
it. I'm going to go through the motions. And of course you eat the tentacles. Now here's a whole squid.
Don't like the
yeah?
tentacles. Don't like
Don't you?
those. No,
They're lovely.
not a tentacles
You
person.
seemed. I did this terrible thing, right? In the new series, it wasn't my fault, but I was in Italy in a fish market.
Yeah.
And this guy in the fish market, he picked up an octopus and it was alive and he ate a bit of it. It was just terrible. And I had this, you know, I really was shocked. And I had these letters from people saying I was heartless, but if you look at my face, I'm just going,
Rick,
I can't believe
you didn't
this.
partake of the live.
Good
No,
Lord,
no,
no.
no,
God,
no.
I was...
Good man.
oh. Anyway, so there's the tentacles off. So now you just pull out the head.
Ooh,
I love doing this. It's just... So you don't eat that.
the head.
And then-
What do you think's the most underrated fish then in GB?
Yeah.
Or the world?
It's called in the world.
In GB.
In GB.
Let's go back to GB. I'm literally floundering.
We've got
Sorry.
to keep this up all through, okay? Coming up with sort of, you know, your place or mine.
Under... what is
Sorry,
the most underrated fish, do you reckon?
It's called a gurnard, and they use it in Cornwall for lobster bait. Well, they come about that big, and they're pink, and some of them are grey, and they've got these lovely fins which are like all the colours of the rainbow. And
Right.
they're beautiful fish, and they taste wonderful.
Right.
But nobody knows about them.
Oh, you should do
think
a
it's Anderson.
gurnard series. Get
gurnard, do you
gurnard
think
back. Get it into the consciousness.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Right, OK. I
Does
think
you-
you're
do-
right. I think you're right. Anyway,
your little-
all I've done there is
Sorry.
just take the bits out of the squid, and that's...
That's a sort of quill.
I know. And a lot of countries, the name for squid is sort of something to do with quill, like encornet in French, I think.
Right.
It just means the squid. Anyway,
Does
nearly finished
your
that.
dog eat this kind of thing? Is your little
Well,
dog chalky? Always
I
on
just
the
have
series?
to let you into a bit of a secret here, Mel. The trouble is, you know, my dog, okay?
Chalky?
Yeah. I've got this picture. The first has got this picture of him sort of jumping up for a fish. And actually we had a bit of Kit Kat at the back of the fish. It's awful. He hates fish. But if you put him in his sort of...
You stuffed the squid with Kit Kat. Rick, man.
But he looked very, I must say, very, very... as though he was enjoying himself. I'm all covered in squid now. It's
Doll, do you want there's a cloth under there, a bit of a bowl. Rick's
Right.
going to wash his hands. In the meantime, Sue. Sue? Oh, cod, I'm sorry, she's a little hard of herring. At first, I thought she was just being shellfish and clamming up on me. Sue?
I'm
cutting
sorry,
up some
I've got such a ringing haddock. Halibut! At the risk of being somewhat coy, I won't carp on about it. I love gaping in the audience, all these breaming faces, these brill people. Such a brill place, in fact. That can be hard when it's my sole responsibility. I may be a dab hand, but I don't want to start floundering around, skating on thin ice or chasing a red herring. But welcome, indeed. No old trouts here, just a few young mucks, prawn to be wild. So here I am. Is it time to go home now? Hello, I'm in the audience, of course, and being generous old souls that we are, we give them £3 of the realm, or about €2.3, something like that. Haven't come in here yet, but don't worry about it. Keep your finger on the pulse, kids. Come on! They're going to steal away your currency, and all you can do, sir, is go like this. Not going to stop Brussels rampaging at your doorstep, is it, love cups? So anyway, I'm going to go to our first audience member who's spent their £3 on
Cucumber.
cucumber. Hello.
It's a melon cucumber.
OK. What's your name, by the way?
Joe.
Can I say, Joe, you know when someone presents you with something and lots of jokes come into your head, and then you realise there are children, there are perhaps people who are easily offended, and you have to take all those jokes away and put them in a box for another show entitled, I don't know, Bust of British or whatever. You can't use them. Do you ever get like that?
Yeah.
So what's happening? So it's a melon cucumber.
See, that's you.
Yeah.
But you've dyed your hair, you see.
This is, I'm getting back, this is real. Come
You've
on.
dyed your hair.
I'm a natural ginger.
Okay.
What are you laughing at?
That's you.
Yeah.
And that's Mel.
You see, Mel often to be found at the end of a cucumber, so that's very...
Say no more, OK.
She'll be well pleased with that. I'll make sure I pass that on. That was one of the jokes that shouldn't have come out of the larder. Stop the voices now. OK, hello, young man.
Hello.
And what's your name?
I'm Gav.
Hello, Gav.
Gav.
Very macho Gav, that was.
No, just a bit of a cold.
No, why, pet?
Because I've turned all the heating off from the college.
I pay taxes so you can be warm. What's happened?
It's summer now.
No, they've turned the heating off. And what's your name?
Andrea.
Now, you two obviously have come on to plead poverty, but what have you brought? What have your euros been spent on?
Sorry.
We've got a loaf of bread.
A loaf of bread?
A loaf of bread for 4 of us.
Yes.
And a big tub of chocolate spread and a plastic knife.
Not an awful lot of cooking has happened there, or preparation. Why is that?
Reason.
This is our excuse.
OK, hold it up to young Philip. He's the second-hand car dealer. You'll know him. Don't buy a car of him. Right, please. I need to have a look at it now. See, right? OK, have a look at that. Please keep your kitchen tidy. Blah blah blah. Unfortunately, we are bound by an undertaking to the fire department not to allow use of the kitchens for the preparation of meals.
We've got a kettle in there.
So, what? Presumably, you're not allowed to wee in the bathroom.
That's right, yes.
Mustn't do that.
Our drying room is another amazing feat. We have a drying room with no source of heat or ventilation. We've redubbed it the moisture room.
So for all your condensation needs, it's very much there.
Yes.
Excellent. So where do you sleep? Because you can't sleep in a bedroom, not at your university.
Lectures.
Outside, hanging out of windows, that kind of thing.
And lectures. We like that. We like that very much. I'm going to briefly cast my eye. Time is running out. Hello, laddies.
Hi.
How you doing?
All right, my name's
Splendid.
Katie.
Hello, Katie.
Hi, I'm Kat.
Hi, Kat. How you doing?
Very well, thank
All
you.
right.
Good. Why the pink? What's going on with pink today?
I don't know, we're just especially feminine, aren't we?
I have to
We
admit,
like
it was an
And-
absolute
oh.
accident.
And we adore Barbie. Barbie lollies. Barbie
Lovely,
chocolates.
full-on, fluffy girl action here.
I'm not ashamed of my gender.
That's good. No one should be ashamed of their gender. I sense there could be a political statement following, so we might have to just stop now, because I won't know what to do if you come up with something really sound or incredibly intelligent. I'll just go, oh, OK. We better crash on because I'm running out of time.
It's okay, as long as you touch me a bit longer.
OK.
I'm done now.
Oh, if only I'd worn plastic pants today. Now, the fear is rising. Now, by this stage of the show, most of our guests are sick of the sight of Mel. Have you found that at all, Rick?
No, it's not a problem.
Very funny. But there is in fact a real reason why we've blindfolded one of the country's leading fish chefs here. That's because before we ask Rick Stein to finish preparing our seafood lunch, we're going to put his powers of fish recognition to the test.
Oh,
because it's
gosh.
time to play, Rick. Something smells fishy.
Am I allowed to sniff it as well as feel it?
You can use, Rick, the power of your nose and the power of your hands, but
Right.
not the power of your eyes concealed by the blindfold.
Oh,
We've got 3 fishes on dishes here. I'm going to sort of elevate them up towards you.
Right.
You have to tell us what they are, Rick.
Right.
First one
That
there.
one, that
It's
one.
quite large. What's it saying to you? Well, obviously nothing.
It's fresh.
Yes, very
nice.
fresh. Plump.
Yeah, it's plump.
It's got gills. It's got a tail.
It's got a tail. It's either a bream or a snapper or that sort
Rick,
of family.
very good. It was, in fact, a red snapper. Put it back on the plate, Rick. Well done. Very good, Rick. The lads are baying for you. Second fish.
No problem. It's a sardine. No
Very
problem.
good, Rick. Sardine.
Tell that smell everywhere. Oh, God.
And third fish, Ricky.
Oh,
Here we
right.
go.
It's a flatfish. Now, what? It's...
Look at those lovely hands. You've had a manicure, haven't you? Slight manicure.
I've had a massage. It was great. It's,
Oh,
it's
nice,
wonderful. I feel really...
waxing.
That is I would say that's probably a place, actually. Oh. A lemon sole? A flounder. It's a flounder.
It's a sole, but it's from a place at the south of England where the White Cliffs are.
Oh, God, is it? It hasn't... You must have taken the skin off it.
Dover.
No, I know it's a Dover
It's a Dover sole. It's a
Well-
Dover sole. It's a Dover sole. I'm going to get that to you, Rick.
Can I have a look at it?
Please do.
Well, it ain't a Dover sole, I'm sorry to say. It's a lemon sole. So... Oh, how funny. Sorry.
Rick, back to the hob with you.
God.
Well done.
Now-
3
now
out of
I'm in
3.
trouble.
3 out of ruddy 3. Now, what are we going to do
Okay,
next? With our,
right. Now, what we're going to do is just make the
calamari.
dressing first of all.
Righty-ho.
And it's a Thai-based dish. This, and I got it in Australia. So there's the typical Thai flavours. First of all, some lime juice.
Right.
Some fish sauce, which is made with sort of salted anchovies.
Okay.
Some sugar, because you always have sort of sweet and sour in Thai flavours.
Supreme.
Some lemongrass.
Lovely.
Some water, just to sort of lengthen the sauce a bit. And some whole chilies. But I'm just going to drop the whole chilies in a little bit of vinegar, just to take some of the heat out of them, which will make it much easier for
Okey-dokes.
people to tolerate.
Okay.
I'm very pleased about that.
That's really good. Very strong. Good man.
Okay, first of all, a little bit of oil.
Okay.
Just going to sort of saute off this.
I saw the Seafood Odyssey last
Did you?
night. Certainly did. Getting in with the guests.
I'm going to roast
Rick.
some rice. I'm
Yes,
going to roast some
roast the
rice. 'cause
rice.
It's just a really nice crunchiness.
And you said last night that you judge people by what they eat.
Oh yeah.
What
did
do
I?
you? What
Oh,
do you
gosh.
mean by that exactly?
Well, it's not like you must eat fish because you look a bit like a cod. It's because when you talk to people, I'm serious actually. When you talk to people, you know, it's a very good way of communicating with people is talking about food, right?
Yeah.
And when you talk about something like gumbo to someone from Louisiana, they sort of become
Come again.
eloquent. Gumbo.
Gumbo.
Yeah.
Jambalaya. Let's call it that.
Okay, jambalaya.
Yeah, whatever
They
it is.
become really sort of, it gives them a sort of a point to talk about.
Right.
And they get very passionate, and really that's what I mean. You can get to understand what people are all about by what they eat.
Yeah.
You know, and if somebody says, like in the last night's programme, we had a guy eating cockles in Leigh-on-Sea, and he started to talk about his life.
Cockles!
You know, life through cockles.
Yes. Oh,
How am I doing?
very good. You're brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm a bit like that about Battenberg cake. That's what really gets me fired. Battenberg. Oh, I love it. Right. So how are we doing?
We're doing very well. We're just sautéing this squid off. It doesn't take very long.
Okay.
And roasting the rice. Now, all I'm looking to do here is just get a nice brown colour.
Okay.
And then I'm going to transfer it to me mortar and pestle, which is somewhere here.
It's down
I can
under
never
there.
remember which is which. You know, you call it a porter
Pestle,
and mestle.
mortar.
Okay, right.
I think,
Just
anyway.
going to put that in there.
Cheers, Rick.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
well,
just about ready.
great stuff. Join us after the break when the men from Jobs for the Boys will be facing their sternest challenge yet. Yep, Hale and Pace will be doing, apparently, our job. So, seafood you in 3...
back to Late Lunch. In one moment, we'll be chowing down with Hale and Pace. But first, it's time to visit the aquarium of news and pull out a brightly coloured, topical fish.
Prince Charles has criticised ITV's decision to move the news at 10.
He went on to suggest that an improved schedule could kick off with a can't cook, don't need to cook.
Followed by rural soap, Take the High Grove.
My Prince Charles was Portuguese. Rounding off with a late-night film, Camilla's in the Mist. Actually, shouldn't have done that because I do resemble an orangutan currently with withering hair. Mick Jagger's...
Just got that.
What?
Just got that. Just got the joke. Gorilla. Come here, right? Yeah, okay.
Camilla.
Okay.
Mick Jagger's rocky marriage to Jerry Hall has ended because of his endless womanising, Mel.
It won't be Mick's first divorce, Sue. His first marriage to sultry South American Bianca ended because he couldn't stand Bianca's constant cries of Nicky, Nicky.
At this point, as regular viewers will know, I send my comedy partner back into the kitchen with a swift kick up the Samantha. But not today. No, no.
That's right, because today we're handing the reins to two boys who know all about turning their hands to something new, Sue.
Thanks, Mel.
Okay.
Yeah, in the TV series Jobs to the Boys, they directed loo roll ads,
Commentated on horse races.
they designed clothes,
and wrote a ditty for the Eurovision Song Contest.
But today we give them the ultimate test by asking them to present a primetime cookery cum chat show. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up and shake it about. It's Hale and Pace!
Well, thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome to Prime Time on 4 with Hale and Pace. We love you all. Thank you very much. Rick, how are you? You're looking
Very nice.
How's it going?
Oh, well, it's going very well, actually. It's just about there. Perhaps I could finish it off and tell you what it's all about.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Would you
Well,
like to do that while we gently take the mickey out of you?
No,
Not
not a man who can distinguish a lemon sole from a Dover one.
Well, I thought I was pretty good there.
I
You know,
thought
I
so.
stuck to my guns. Got it?
Yeah.
You did. Oh. Is it true, though, that before you became a sort of a fishy restaurateur, that you had another sort of a job more involved in the music business? Is that right?
Who told you this?
It was just a rumour. We do a
It's just
research.
really nice. It's called. It was a disco called the Purple Tiger.
Oh, really?
Yes, it was.
After anybody in particular, was that at all?
Well, it was in the early 70s, you know, and everybody was into sort of flower power and, you know, purple hazes.
Purple tiger.
A couple of purple tigers over there. Go ahead.
Very savage, it was.
No. Go on, tell us. So, what kind of groovy tunes would you be playing on that?
Can you remember? I mean, we had a
we
lot
can.
of sort of Stax soul, I remember. A lot of... And Tamla Motown was big with me. And... it was a Philly sound as well. I didn't really go for the Philly sound. You know that film, what was it?
Is that Philly o' fish sound?
That's Philadelphia, I think.
I should have done too. Right.
I should have left that to you, shouldn't I? Puns 21.
Well, sorry, you
now.
carry on. Go on, tell us why you're doing a bit
Well,
of that, Rick.
this is a bit of squid. And I got this in
right.
Australia as a Sunday dish. And I'm sorry I'm using fingers, but, you know, cooks generally do, you know.
Yeah.
It's not... I'm just putting the squid on the salad.
Is there any fish you don't like?
I'm not very fond of a certain species of jellyfish, actually. But apart from... And sea cucumber.
I think you have to be more specific. Why?
You mean the poisonous fish, jellyfish?
Well, yeah, I tried some poisonous jellyfish once. It was like eating stinging nettles. And I haven't tried that. Do you think...
Was it for a bet or something?
No, I had some in a Chinese restaurant in Soho.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was really nice. They chop it up very thinly with cucumber, coriander and chicken. Yeah. So I went and said to some local Padstow fishermen, get me some jellyfish. Boiled them all up, let them go cold, sliced them up, and then tried eating them. Got the wrong jellyfish.
Rick, carry on. So what's next? Do you throw a bit of that stuff all over it?
That's right. Then just the dressing, and this is and
it's a bit of a Thai influence, this one?
It is very much so. So just put the dressing around there. It's quite hot, but I've soaked the chilies in vinegar, so it takes some of the heat out of them, and they do that quite a lot in there.
Well, Rick, after the jellyfish story, I'm really hungry now, so I'd like to say thank you very much, Rick Stein, for cooking our meal tonight. Well, band, are you hungry?
Yeah!
Audience, are you hungry?
Are you hungry?
Yes, boys!
Then let's eat.
A late lunch.
Spinal Tap lives on in those four, I tell you. You were fantastic,
That was
lads.
so good.
I think your jobs are safe, girls, really.
There was calmness, there was cool, there was a collection
There were
of mental
gags, which
resources.
is a change.
Really?
Which is a first for this show.
Well, do you think there was a fluffy pink femininity about the way we did it at all?
I think I'd have preferred to have seen you in the full dress, but that's me for you.
Okay.
And I've wanted that for a very long time, more years than I care to remember. Now, how are you both doing? I should say you can tuck in. Let's
Yeah,
get started.
tuck in.
We're doing very well, actually. You know, post-Christmas is, you know, that sort of little trough of depression is over now.
Yeah.
What is it?
Well,
It lasts till the end of Feb with me.
Really?
Yeah, slightly lower
Get
till
a
the end
new
of Feb.
calendar. You've got to keep turning those pages
You're
over.
right. You're dead right.
But why does it stay on with you then? I mean, this sort of post-Christmas depression.
She's got mouthful
Just
now.
eating here.
Yeah, she's gone full into
Yeah.
eating mode. Can I see which we'll take away from Mel's sort of troughing, the full Ermintrude sort of salad in the mouth. Which jobs haven't you done that you'd really fancy having a crack at?
Well, you see, one of the things about the series was that we weren't allowed to do anything we liked because there would be no challenge. So we constantly asked to do things that we were averse to. We're both big sports fans, and when we heard we were going to do sports commentary, we thought, oh, great, playing into our strong suit.
Rugby, football.
Yeah, but they picked horse racing, which we both disliked enormously.
I saw that.
Did you?
Yes,
That
I
was
did.
so
and I was totally not expecting
tense.
it.
It was very, very scary, and you think, well, okay, you know, because that day had been put off, we'd done our practicing and all the rest of it, but whenever you hear in your little earpiece, right, Steve Ryder's coming to you in about 30 seconds, that's when there's never enough oxygen, you know.
Yeah, sure.
It was that kind of moment.
It was
Very,
winking
very
like a rabbit's eyelid.
And, and so you've got to do this live, you've got to work out which horses, and all you've got to go on is a strip, basically, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. You just the silks are different colours. So we had to do it at Aintree, and the night before we were staying in a hotel. And you know, if you stay in a hotel for the first night, it's very difficult to sleep. So I was up at 5 in the morning drawing these silly jockeys' colours to try to memorise them. And it's silly because there are only 9 horses in the race, but as soon as it started, it's as though there's a gap between your brain and your mouth. You can't say the name. There's something stopping you, and it's just tension, right? Nerves, you know.
We're lucky we only have 3 guests, so we can just about keep track of that. I want to talk about names, because I want to talk about being part of a double act. And people never know. I mean, I know Norman and Gareth.
Yeah.
I know Sue and Mel. Do people get you confused? Can they not remember your names? Because it's a perennial problem for us. I usually get called by an orifice, really, but when they get a name, it's usually Mel.
Mel.
We had,
Yes.
well, for the TV series, when we're doing the TV, we do actually have a charity box, so everybody gets fined £1 if they get their name the wrong way around.
That's a good idea. We should do that.
So that does help sometimes.
They tend to call us the boys or the lads, and it should be the fat old blokes, really. We're aware of that. But I noticed when we came into the studio earlier on today, they call you the girls.
The
They
girls.
do call us the girls.
Yeah.
We've worked here for 2 years, no one's got any idea who we are.
They think we're tradesmen.
I'm not
basically.
allowed to go through the main entrance, and they keep asking for my security pass.
Do they?
Yes.
They don't watch Channel 4, love, and it's their loss.
Okay,
I see.
that's very sweet. Does it annoy you, then, when people don't kind of understand that you're 2 separate identities and they just lump you in as the lads, the boys?
Yeah, but it's as you're introduced, people say Gareth and Norman and Gareth. So it becomes one word rather than a differentiation.
Yeah.
That's why it happens, I suppose.
It's like any.
But it's when your wife says that to you, that is all of a sudden
It's time to stop.
Probably.
Has she ever called you Norman?
She calls you Gareth and Norman, then she
Only
covers
in
up.
moments of passion, obviously.
Oh, Gareth and Norman.
Well, you know, like you have friends who are married or an item, and they become like Pam and Al.
Yeah.
And it's like there's just an N in the middle.
Yeah.
You know, like Gareth and Norman, and
Yeah.
it's all one word.
Yeah.
That's okay. I was called Alan Pace once in a pub. Hey, I know it's that Alan Pace. I know. So that was quite strange.
Alan
Pace.
Alan Pace.
It's
I
that
can't
Alan.
read properly in that, but I reckon that Alan Pace is
It's
right
all
funny,
right. It's all right
He's
by
that
me.
two-headed comedian. Yeah.
I want to talk about your living arrangements, because, you know, you work in partnership. You also live in the same town, is that right?
Yes,
or very
in the-
nearby.
In the same village.
The cosy hamlets, the Kentish hamlet of Chislehurst.
It is, and it's a lovely place. We used to live about a mile apart. Then Gareth moved house, and we're 400 yards apart now.
It's an eco thing, you know.
Do you
Just trying
watch
to save
each other
fuel.
with binoculars?
That's illegal, Melanie.
Okay.
And I told you, you must stop that
We
for
do
your
that in
own
the same
safety.
room.
My granny lives in Chislehurst. You probably heard her. She's very deaf and the telly's turned up very loudly.
Where?
She can be heard throughout most of Kent.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Is this a comedy gag joke?
No,
or
she
is it a
seriously
real
does.
thing?
And I was actually a bit rude, not rude about her, but I want to say hello to her. She's maybe watching. And here's my napkin, so don't do that thing you do with telling it's on my lap. Okay.
Can I say something to her?
Yes.
Would you like to pop in and have a cup of tea at Gareth's so when you're passing in?
She will.
That's right, probably go to your place then, Norm.
Yeah. Since nobody knows who we are.
Exactly.
I understand your mental there. Good, good.
Now, I want to also about the way you started, because you have similar original career paths, which is PE teachers. Did you both train as PE teachers, or you started to train?
Obviously.
Good men.
Like
Obviously
Jeffrey Archer, who I believe trained as a PE teacher for a while.
Oh dear.
Did he?
I don't think he talks about it a lot, but allegedly he was trained as a PE teacher. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you have...
Was that the PE course at Oxford?
Yes, there was a PE degree at Oxford, which he claims he did.
Is he very litigious? Does he sue people who say bad things about him on telly?
I don't know, but I think we should possibly put Jeffrey over there.
Let's talk about
And travel
you.
down there. But I want to talk about PE. I mean, so, you see, you were in the tight Bullet Baxter slacks.
Yeah, man.
The string vests.
Oh, outside.
Groaning muscles, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
We both were once.
That was 3 breweries ago, though. Let's be honest. It was...
Then Gareth discovered curries and introduced me to them. Curries
Lovely.
and Guinness, and you
Fantastic.
get really
It's a
fat.
bad way of life.
Did you have...
Sorry, at the end of matches, did you do that thing with the whistle? Always, never always.
Yeah.
No.
Well, Jeffrey used to go. Brrr, so I used to go. What did you favour?
I was always in favour of a crescendo sound.
Did you have...
There was a bit of Doppler in that.
Yeah.
It Dopplered.
Did you have any good, really good PE teacher cliches, like, well, it's your own time you're wasting. We can stay here all night while you finish that star jump, Susan.
Yes, I used to touch all 4 walls, come back and give me 20.
Ah, that's paramilitary and
Mine-
brilliance. That's
my
lovely.
PE
It meant
teacher.
money, actually.
My PE teacher made us swim across the pool with discuses down our
She was
swimsuits.
trying to drown you, love.
Don't know what.
Like a small kid made us wear discuses. We were all like that.
Mixing athletics and swimming at the same time.
Did you?
That's great. So breaststroke out on the athletics
Yeah,
pitch.
it's bizarre, man.
People always think of PE teachers as being cruel people. Did you find that when you were at school? Did you think your PE teacher
Is
was
it cruel taking a young girl in basically a pants and a vest and making her do 30 sit-ups when she's asthmatic? Not for my money. Thanks, Miss Tomley. I know where you live now. Tables are turned now, aren't they? It's quite scary. They do make you do, like... They pick out the runt of the litter, which was always me. They work you, don't they?
They do work you. Gareth once had when we first gave up our jobs and started trying to do what we call comedy, but he had a
Don't
job.
be self-deprecating this table. There's been a lot of that, Norman, and I won't have any more. No.
Well,
I know that.
You're a lovely young gent.
I'm
Come on.
overawed by your presence. and that's
Don't be
all.
silly.
But I was
You've
going
gone
to say...
too far now.
I know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. It's the squid. No,
got
Gareth
the squid.
actually...
Lovely squid, by the way. Lovely squid.
It is very
It's
good.
very-
It's beautiful.
Squid-like.
Yeah.
It is, it's very...
Oh, sorry, Norman.
I'm sorry to interrupt
Sorry.
you, but I was on full anecdote there,
on then.
and I'm going to write that anecdote.
Right, the anecdote.
And Norman's coming up, and he's coming up towards the tape now, and he's going to write that down and go to the finish.
Punchline.
I know. But Gareth had a job for one term as a girls' PE teacher, didn't you?
Yeah,
Let the truth be out.
Yeah, it was. It was very interesting because that's actually where that's where original. But so I actually taught that. So the lesson was say 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
So doing girls' PE, the other teacher would take the girls in, get them changed, and they'd come out, do 7.5 minutes of activity, allowing them just 20 minutes to get ready.
To
at the
remake
end
up
of
for the next
that's
lesson.
Right, that's it. So
Yeah.
it's great.
Well, it's maths, you've got to get
I
the lippy
taught
on.
a composite of, like, 50 minutes through a whole day. It's fantastic.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and if you're short of fags, they were there. It was
Yeah.
they were there.
Very good.
And fantastic bits of, very convincing lessons handed in.
From the
by
mum.
Yes, she's on a monthly.
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Whatever.
She has her cycle spelt
She has
wrongly.
no sit-ups because she's asthmatic.
Yeah.
No
Yes.
Shakespeare, British.
Written
Similar
and not
sort
in joined-up writing, which is always a telling thing. You have now been together in your capacity as comedy double act for 27 years. Is that true? 27 years. What's the secret of this longevity?
I think it's love, really.
It's love.
Simply.
You're faithful.
Well, you know, we actually quite like each other, which is, as you know, is a mistake in a double act, isn't it?
It's always a bad thing. So you think... What's
Public image we're keeping
What are you
up.
doing, Norman?
He's lying.
Stabbing a sea lion.
He's going...
You started with the whistling, got me.
So any advice to... oh, you're all right there, Peanut.
Some chili.
Any advice to Mel and I, who have been working together, what, 7 years?
7 years now.
And it's all ending quite soon.
But that's a good lucky number, though. Seven.
Seven.
For a
7 year
start.
itch, though.
I've had
Yeah,
7
but
years.
Sue Pollard's been asking me if I want to...
Angela Rippon's on the phone every day.
I know
You
it.
know what I'm saying?
Well, the only bit of advice I would give you, your old Uncle Norman, now coming to your rescue, girlie, OK? Now, I would say...
But never patronising, that's one thing.
Lose the career before you lose the friendship. Would
No,
be my
absolutely.
We
honest
always
answer.
said that. We always said that.
We don't get on, ditch the show rather than
Yeah.
the friendship.
In other words, get rid of her
And don't
and
do
cash
it.
in.
Don't do it if it's you. I'm cynical realist.
Still
if
thinks he gets half the
if it's
money.
not fun, then don't do it.
Yeah.
Is the lie that we cling to.
Yeah.
I want to ask one final question, which is again something that recently we've had to become aware of, as well. Have you ever seen each other naked?
Yeah.
We had to a while back for a thing that we had, and I can't talk about that. But
No, come on.
no,
come on.
I blocked it. No, I
blocked it.
total.
Let's
The
crash
last
on.
thing Mel said to me was, "I'll bring you on Tuesday." I'll process that because we went to do something about a health farm, and they said, "Now time for the mud wrap." We went, "Great." And then suddenly I was in the nud, and so was Mel. And the
Very
woman was
embarrassing.
still asking me questions when I was in the buff, and that was a big thing for us because we've tried to not see
Seen
that.
each other
Well,
naked?
you're
Seen
now
each other
highly
naked?
qualified to appear
Yes.
on Richard and Judy, of course. As we all know.
Right, OK, now it's time to climb up the leg of chit-chat via the calf of comedy and stroke the knee of truth.
Going via the
It's-
Chris Steele orbs
Yeah.
of delight.
It's the Late Lunch Big Three. Gareth and Norman. Gareth and Norman,
Yes.
what have you got under your bed?
My living room.
Fluff Freeman or just Fluff?
Just Fluff.
Good. Gareth and Norman, favourite meteorologist? Meteorologist.
Halle.
Galileo Galilei.
Suzanne Charlton. 3. What was your favourite...
been asked.
Perks? Oh. Favourite meteorologist, doll? Make it quick.
Michael Fish.
Fish, that links in nicely with today's meal. Number 3, Gareth and Norman, what was your favourite toy when you were little?
Cardboard box.
Willie. It's absolutely true.
We said...
It's
We did say
absolutely
toy, didn't we?
We said toy.
true. Mine is a toy, unfortunately.
Join us!
Taken back many times.
Join us after the break, if you'd like, when Gareth and Norman will be dangling their rods over some vegetables. And Dan will be playing his organ. See you in P. Welcome back to Late Lunch with Gareth Hale, who says he gets upset when his wife calls him Norman, and Norman, who says my gran could go round to Gareth's for tea at any time. She might well be
Hey.
taking you up on that offer, I tell you.
Now, lads, when was the last time you went to the fun fair?
Oh, it must be several years ago.
A couple of years, 2 years ago.
Did you play that game when you have to fish the comedy ducks out of the pond with the rod?
Pluck a duck.
Pluck it up.
No, but I did play the one, you know, where the claw comes down on
Yes.
the rear, and it nearly gets the...
And then it does.
Master, the claw is my master.
They're not.
Yeah, okay. So you played that. You played that game. Okay. Have you ever played Pluck a Duck with vegetables?
No.
Would you like to?
Would you?
I think so.
Could
I'm
we?
gagging.
Well, good boys, because now it's time to play vegetable angling. Oh dear.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it's like...
No expense spared as the mechanised wheel slowly rocks round with some staples half-cut vegetables on it.
Okay.
This is a big budget show, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen?
Now,
You're
this-
watching Channel 4 and this is money. The rules are simple.
Fantastic.
This pot's got a selection of veg, you've got an outside... Was that a burp from you?
No?
My ears are playing up again.
No,
thought
I
you
know
just-
up to it.
A carrot and an aubergine. So what you've got to do is dangle your rods over the vegetables, as it were, and pick up as many as you can on the count of 3.
But
Are you
only-
ready with your rod,
Any
Norman?
particular one? Or?
No, anyone.
Anyone. Marvellous.
There's a Swede there, you'll get a point for that. There's
Yeah.
a chilli there, you'll get a point. Shall I stop pointing at? Because I think you know which
I think
vegetables
we know
which.
what they are.
I think we did that. OK, ready, and go!
Okay.
Come on, lads.
Oh.
Come on! An aubergine there, and the carrots.
Oh.
Yeah!
The big pot, and I'm ready.
Come on, Gary!
How totally ridiculous.
You don't get nothing for one of those.
Nothing for a screw.
Get the broccoli now.
I'm going.
Broccoli.
He's
is
going for the
difficult.
collie.
I'm a broccaholic.
Come on. Can he find Tanner's
Oh,
manager?
baby.
He's got it. Chili. Gareth.
Fantastic. Another one.
The klaxon means it's time for the vegetables to go back into the prop box for Noel's house party. So now we have to count up who got what. Let's have a look.
Well, we've got the
You got a chili, you got a collie, you got 2 halves of red cabbage, couple of nails. That's 4, is it?
Yeah, 4.
OK, 4 to Gareth. 1, 2, 3, broccoli, here. 3. Not very good at maths. 6, OK, so Norman wins, yes, sir.
Hey.
Thank you.
Good guy.
Yeah.
Good vegetable pluckers. Yeah.
In the tradition of the sinister fairground, we award you this bonny wee fish. Look at her there. She's not real. Don't write in. There you go.
I'd like to thank my family, the producer, the director. Thank you very much.
Norman has won. Will you come on to that? Hold your hand.
We will.
Thank you.
Come to me. Now, the old phone lines are as busy as a busy bee on a busy day. Right. Are you all right there, lads?
Am I safe to put this down, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely fine. That's no problem. OK, let's go to line 1. Who's on line 1?
It's Grant.
Hello, Grant. How you doing?
I'm okay, thanks. How are you?
I'm tip-top, mate. Where are you calling from?
I'm from Newcastle.
Hey. I've just...
Place in the northeast somewhere.
I've just got to be positive about every place in the country. So there we go. No, Newcastle rocks. What's your question, Grant?
Have either of you ever been tempted to go solo?
No, not really. We've always been sort of joined at the hip. I think that's one of the reasons why people don't know which is which.
Yeah.
We've
You're
always
sitting very
worked together.
close. You're sitting very close.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
Let's get together for that camera shot.
That's it. Yeah. What do you think? Have you been tempted to go solo?
No, we've done little bits and pieces, you know.
On your Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on the solitary.
Yeah.
But it works. You're aware that there's a chemistry, a synergy.
Yeah.
A thesaurus.
Symbiosis. A
Yes,
symbiosis.
yes.
Yes, I actually cheat by nicking all of his comedy talent, and he eats a bit of flaky bits off my skin. It's symbiotic.
Kind of works.
OK. Grant, you still there, mate?
Yep,
Do you do solo work or do you work with someone else?
I do solo work.
Solo work always. OK. Let's go over now
Moving
to ladies and gents. Let's go over now to Susie Sooks, very much in the audience.
So you, the Call and Mel, do have something in common. So, Matt, what's your question?
What are each other's bad habits?
What are your bad habits?
All right. Well,
That's interesting.
Gareth's bad habit is that he's not indecisive, but he tends to be so laid back. Getting him to make a decision is sometimes difficult, I'd say. And I pick my nose.
Norman. He picks his nose.
He's a gouger.
But he is. He's a brain surgeon for the long way round, and he's also got this foot flipping thing.
Oh, Sue does that. She jigs a leg under the
And it
table
actually-
like that.
So, and I actually think that the two are connected. When he sticks his finger up his nose, his leg starts going. Look, it's actually a button.
Oh.
So, I mean, it's just irritating because you always sit just on the edge of your vision, and that's the irritating.
Slightly just jigging away.
75 miles an hour, and you go, Norman, would you stop? Yeah. It's one of those things.
Good question. Let's go back to the old phones. Have we got Lee? Lee.
Yes, it's Lee from Bournemouth.
Hi there, Lee. How you... Bournemouth.
Yeah.
How you doing? Are you in a
great.
car? Are you in a car?
No, I'm just on my mobile at home.
On your mobile at home, doll? Why? Can't you use the normal landline?
It's cheaper to use a mobile. It's prepaid.
And yeah. What's your question, Lee?
It's to both of them.
Yep.
How long have you actually gone without talking to each other?
What you mean after a sort of tiff? After a tiff?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you mean discounting holidays or something like that?
Lee?
I mean, you're always joined at the hip, so how long have you actually gone without talking to each other?
Well, I think...
After a row or anything?
After... You're breaking up. About 2 weeks, actually. Yeah, about 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, about 2 weeks. That's because my mobile phone didn't work.
Yeah, it's true. We did have... we met at college, I think. You
Yeah,
and Sue met
me
at
and Susie met at college, yeah.
Good place to meet, because you've
Yeah.
got so much in common. And I think we had one little tiff at college and blanked each other for 2 weeks, which was a bit inconvenient because we were living in rooms next door to each other. So you sort of pass on the stairs and
Where
sneer.
there's the imaginary line down the centre of the...
I belmed at Sue once. I went... She caught the end of it and we didn't speak for about an hour. It was pretty tense. But anyway, let's go over and ask her about that in the audience, Sue.
That didn't test positive. That really... When someone does that to you, really get your goat?
Yep.
No one does it to you, do they? They always do it to me, Esther. This is Esther, by the way. No one belms at her. Who's your question for, and what is it? Stop belming at me, Norman.
It's for both of them. You've done 19 adverts for breath freshening mints. Is there anything
You followed their career rather closely. She's taping your work. She loves you. Yeah, go on, carry on.
Is there
Play
anything?
Misty for me. What?
Is there anything you wouldn't advertise?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think everybody has their little moral standards. We've never sort of been soapbox kind of people, but yeah, there are certain things that I wouldn't advertise. Not for any money, but I'm not going to tell you what they are.
Why? Come on, Norm.
Go on,
Mainly because I can't think of them.
Okay. Honesty at all times.
Yeah, slimming products, stuff like that. We wouldn't do that.
That's right.
Right, so I have a fax here from Meg from Cambridge to you both. It says, I know you're both boxing fans. Did you see the Tyson fight on Saturday? What do you think of Lennox Lewis's chances against Holyfield? Holyfield.
Right, didn't see the fight because it's got a little club, hasn't it? That fight. You can only see it if you're in a club, and we weren't in that club. But I did read about the fight, and it was Tyson up to his old tricks again, which was fantastic. What a showman, and what a psychopath. Also, I think, well, I want Lennox. I want Lennox to
Lennox
win.
Roxon.
Yes.
Because he's the fantastic hope, first major hope we've had for a long, long time. I like to see him succeed.
Okay.
And Evander Holyfield is getting a little bit older now, and I think he's got every chance.
Yeah, good call. Let's go quickly to line 3. Who's on line 3?
Hi, it's Rachel calling from Durham.
Hello there, Rachel.
Great place.
It is. I've been there. It's great.
It is cool.
Right.
What's your
What's your question?
If you were a famous historic character, who would you be?
Oh, good one. Famous
yeah.
historic character.
I think it'd have to be Control Freak, wouldn't you say, for me?
No, you're supposed to have a change, Norman.
Oh, I see. Isadora Duncan, because then I could dance naked in the woods and strangle myself with a bit of old scarf.
Terrible end.
What about you, Gareth?
Happy ending.
I see Gareth in a sort of Holbein portrait.
Yes, he's Henry VIII.
Henry VIII.
Chicken
man.
drumsticks.
A chicken drumstick masala.
Yes.
And
You
a
can
goblet.
introduce that to the court.
Yes.
Exactly. A fine wine and a chicken drumstick
that's it.
masala.
We've just told you what you're going to be.
Yeah,
What would you like to be?
No. I want to be like that person, but not really. The person that I'd like to be is probably James Dean, I think. Classic rock and roll.
Again, both tragic endings. We don't. I want to.
No, we want to
But
have
on a
that.
more upbeat tone, we're out of time.
We've run out of time. A big thank you to Hale and Pace for being top
And
guests.
I was going to choose Buddy Holly as well.
And thanks to Rick Stein for his wonderful late lunch.
Thank you very much for watching. Join us next week. TV legend Alan Titchmarsh will be cooking for Brookie babes Lindsay, Susanna and Jackie. Till then, good night, dear.
Good night.